Hi, welcome to Fitnessmanswers. I'm your Monday Fitnessmanswers guy, Kent. And this week is New Year's resolutions. And while I'm not usually one who likes to make New Year's resolutions because there's no point in making a resolution if you're not willing at the time to make plans in how you're going to accomplish those resolutions. But here are some things that I'm going to try to do in the new year. The first and foremost one is I'm going to attempt to redo a marathon. Last year I took a year off from doing marathons and did multiple half marathons rather than doing planning for a full marathon, just because of the time that training for a full marathon takes. It's typically at least 2 to 3 hours every weekend out there doing a long run. And this past year, with the amount of work that I had extra in my life, I just didn't have time to do that time to devote towards training for a full marathon. So my goal is to break the 4-hour marathon this coming year, and to start out I'm going to try to do one in either late May or early June in Minneapolis or Minnesota, either the Grandmas or the Minneapolis Marathon. And I also am going to try to do, from a running perspective, at least one new half marathon in a new state, trying to further out my half marathon training career, maybe one in Missouri or Nebraska. The number 2 thing I'm going to try to do is, as I check my sheet, I'm going to try to do at least one cross trainer. I'm going to at least try to do cross training at least 2 times a week, in addition to my outdoor running. And whether that's resistance training or a body weight training in push-ups, sit-ups, blah, 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 I'm going to at least try to do some cross training at least 2 to 3 times a week. And that's been something that I've failed to do in the past, and obviously trying to just prevent injuries that I've suffered in the past. The third thing I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to go to bed earlier. One of the things that I've had happen to me, especially with all the additional work that I've taken on this past year, is going to bed has become a midnight, 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning thing, and trying to get to bed on a more reasonable hour, say 10 p.m. or 11 p.m., would be a blessing. And I think it would also enable me to run before work again, like I have in the past, as opposed to consistently trying to do it after work. The fourth thing I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to find a new place to volunteer and actually do volunteer activities at least every quarter, in which I'm actually someplace working for a couple hours, either quarterly or bi-monthly. The fifth thing I'm going to try to do, from a work perspective, achieve one more work certification or achieve one more set of new skills. So it's always great to be an expert in the skills that you already have, but one thing in IT is that you can never be satisfied with where you are. You always have to be planning for the next big thing or the next place that the industry is going to lead. And this coming year, I'm going to try to pick up a new set of skills. I'm not quite sure what that happens to be yet, but we'll see. And the sixth thing I'm going to do is I'm going to resolve to do at least more videos this year or next year than I did this year. I did, on my count, 34 Atkins Diet related videos that were released to the public. I also did a few more videos that might have been just workout videos or half marathon videos or videos talking about something else going on in my life. Well, this one I'm going to at least dedicate at least doing 38 videos this year than I did last year, which should be a 10% increase. And I also am resolving to do at least one boot camp at some point in the new year. And my final New Year's resolution is I'm going to try to find one activity to do as a family that can also encourage my kids to be active. You know, it's great for me to be active, but leaving it with just myself is not doing my job as a dad. So my goal for this year is to find at least one activity I can do with the kids to get them active, to get them exercising, and get them motivated. So I hope this reaches everyone in good health, and hope you guys have a great New Year's resolution. If you want to do a video response and post your New Year's resolution below, I'd be happy to see them. Thanks. Bye.